it's handy to have that to look stuff up. Hey, I'm Steve.
This is Ben.
And what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Another episode tonight.
We're back at it.
He was just looking at something interesting that should warrant some attention.
Old Jizzy Maxwell. It's interesting. She's this past week she's been headline news every day, all throughout the day and night, and we have noticed that she's all but disappeared from the news, from social media. It's she is gone. You have to dig deep to find out anything about her. So we do know that today she did request for bail, citing that she was not a threat to leave the country, although she has numerous passports and quite a bit of money. If she wanted to disappear, I imagine she probably could. But we'll see how that goes. We're still taking bets on what day her demise will be. I guess today they gave her a nice paper jail jumpsuit, worrying that if she was given a regular jail outfit that she may hang herself or kill herself. So it's kind of unclear right now if she's on suicide watch or not. I could imagine that with the paper jumpsuit, she's on suicide watch.
Hopefully. I mean, come on, these guys got to realize, keep her alive. She's the key to a lot of things.
There's been some New York prosecutors or just some people that are somehow involved in the case that have said they've got to do a better job with her than they did with old Jeffrey. Those two guards are being charged with falsifying documents. Apparently, I don't know, did it say that they had fallen asleep when he allegedly
there were reports of them falsifying documents. They didn't do their rounds at all, and they claim to have video of them sitting in there like surfing to shop for motorcycles and boats, doing other things, but not doing their rounds.
Not doing their job, basically. And this man mysteriously, somehow, with his paper jumpsuit, hung himself.
Pretty convenient.
Very convenient for someone, not for him.
No, the camera malfunctioned too.
Right, yeah. There was all the stars aligned, and he died.
Well, poor guy.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him.
So please keep old Jizzy alive. That's like, see, I don't know, but with the power people in play, that if this is all true, and it's sure, man, there's a lot of stuff that backs 30 years of this stuff.
30
years, a lot of dirty
guys.
People involved, and like these are all the powerhouses outside of the United States, and almost makes it look like we're the only ones left. So what kind of individual would they be sending after someone like that? What kind of money could they pay for, to make crazy stuff happen? And I'm thinking, I'm no offense, guys, no offense, but I don't know if the FBI and the marshals are like necessarily going to be to this kind of individual standards. I mean, if I was President Trump, or somebody in charge of these, I'd be thinking, well, we're going to need like a team of Navy SEALs, 50 yards outside of this jail at
SEAL
all
Team
corners,
6.
Snipers on 4 positions, and a small contingent outside the jail. We're going to need another team inside, doing rotations where 2 of them always got eyes on her.
Right.
2 of them are always on patrol, and 2 of them arrested. I mean, something like that until she gives up this information.
Correct.
It's like
that's what
like
we're hoping for. They want to keep her alive. I mean, it's going to look really, really bad if something happens to this woman. Even if there's an attempt on her life, it's going to look really bad. Another interesting thing that we found out today is that one of her attorneys that she retained was a gentleman that helped prosecute El Chapo.
Yeah.
So it's getting weird and it's getting fun.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But we just want her to stay alive because she holds the key. She was with Epstein. I'm sorry, guys, I say it different. For a long time, she knows everything. And
what happened to the rumors about her with her squirreled away stash of all the blackmail tapes and CDs and movies from all their cameras. Supposedly she had copies of everything Epstein had and all this other stuff. And
room full of copies.
That might be able to buy you a lot of power money to kind of stall the court system.
Right.
Maybe wait for some other kind of event to happen, hoping that it's a big news, and all of a sudden these media companies that have forgotten about Giselle, all of a sudden overnight, oh man, they're going to be hammering this thing left and right down somebody's throat. Well, our throats.
Right.
Until, we all forget about that, and they'll try to shuffle her under the radar, and that seems like one of the logical plans, that they would try to accomplish, and create some other event or turmoil, rise Antifa again, or whatever, rise Antifa again, or whatever we got to do to,
We're talking a big event that is going to, shift the focus away from her and her dirty laundry. Steve and I have talked about this, and there's a lot of different scenarios, but we just don't know. There's people like this are capable. If they're capable of doing what she's accused of doing, what Epstein was accused of doing, and found guilty of doing,
and what we start to think they may be possible of doing through digging, it's
there's no telling what's going to happen. But they're going to do everything they can to, she's going to do everything she can to
get out of it,
to walk away from this.
I'm sure she's got like two choices, and they're trying to struggle for her right now, get her out.
Right.
But and what happened to all these people? All of a sudden, the prosecutors are saying she's going to talk, and has nobody asked her a question yet? How come Lindsey Graham had dragged her in an interrogation room, with a light, and been like, hey,
right,
what's the deal?
Start talking.
Right.
Yeah, they've got her where they want her, but they're not moving on this, and we don't know why.
All of a sudden they just stalled.
Right.
Well, what are they waiting on? Video conferencing, asking for $5 million bail, crocodile tears. I won't flee. I'm so innocent.
Or maybe they're waiting for the bribe check to clear. Who knows?
And not only did the media shut up, now you've got the royal flush. Not sure whether to condemn or forgive. Because he knows nothing about it now. Of course. Yeah, the media, they sure dropped the ball on this one real fast and hit the wall, didn't they?
Big time.
So if you want to know about the event that's going to, shift everything and pull attention away from old Jizzy and her crew, whatever they start slamming down our throats next, as a big scandal or whatever, their little event, that's, what they're going to try to use to slip her under the radar,
Right.
Hope everybody forgets real quick.
Real quick. And it's, I can see that happening. But leave it up to the media to either really do a good job or do a really crappy job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the media nowadays you have to do the research yourself.
Yeah.
You have to look into this stuff yourself. The media is only going to give you a few minutes of any of this. And it's they're not going to dig as deep as we're going to dig.
And they're going to give you their point of view depending on their alignments.
Correct.
With whatever social organizations or
correct.
Political parties they may have as a personal bias.
Right. And they're not just non-sided. They got sides, and if you look back to Barack Obama and him appointing or all these media stations and how there's husbands and wives running these, and there's some bias that goes on in the media. You best believe, for sure.
Yeah. And then back to old Joe. Why don't they ever cover Joe?
Slow Joe.
Mr. All men are created equal. You know how it goes.
You know how it goes. Come on.
How it goes, Joe.
We don't know how it goes, Joe.
Really?
Explain it to us.
I'm still wondering about that Ukrainian stuff and $1.8 billion, and maybe the second $1.8 billion. Did he honestly not know that, like, the company his son worked for was ran by an oligarch? Did he really, like, did you or did you not know? I mean, it's a simple question. I mean, really, was
When you're talking 1.8
I mean,
billion dollars, I think
and
you
the
probably
bank.
have a good idea.
Yeah, the bank they put it in disappeared in 10 minutes. They still can't trace it through like 200 shell companies. That's 1.8 billion taxpayer dollars. Did he not know who owned or ran this bank? I mean, I'm sure. Well, I know. If I was to put 1.8 billion of taxpayer dollars in the bank, I sure wouldn't research who owned the bank at all. You know.
Right.
And if my son worked for some company over in Ukraine, I sure wouldn't do any research into what that company was about at all.
Nah.
You know, especially if I've got like the intelligence community at my fingertips. You know, I'm not going to know anything. I'm sure.
True.
I won't know.
Yeah.
anything.
Why? That's a good point, Steve. Why would you not use your resources? The man has at his fingertips to find this, and from what I know and what I've heard, you're a little bit more versed on this than I am, but why not use those resources to dig? Are you hiding something, Joe? Are you hiding $1.8 billion?
Well, and I don't know. There was figures of 1.8 and then two 1.8 transactions, and you know the money goes dark in 10 minutes kind of thing. And then somebody said up to $7 billion taxpayer money has been funneled through those things, and who knows how much actually went to Ukrainian infrastructure.
Right.
You know, versus disappearing dark through the banks within 10 minutes. You know, through a couple hundred shell companies. You know,
A very small percentage probably went
And,
where it was supposed to go.
you know, I was just kind of wondering, you know, how the media. Well, it's just kind of like Giselle. The media dropped the ball because look it up. One of their names is Lashenko, and the other is Sitnik, and both of them actually went to trial in the Ukraine and were found guilty of tampering in U.S. elections. But
Surprise.
you know, and before you start thinking that, you know, it was our president, you know, it was
Right.
actually, you know, old Joe himself,
Yeah.
you know, and the
An
DNC,
enemy
and,
that was doing that.
and it's funny because we'll have to link a little video here if we can, so you can check it out right in between our time here. And,
We're gonna do our best, you guys, to provide you with as much information as we can. We're still trying to build this
Yeah.
channel, and we're gonna, you know, put little videos in, little snippets here and there, to kind of help guide you in your research.
So yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of what know. Is it true? I mean, look this stuff up, and I just want to know if it's true.
I do too. Let us know. Comment. Say something. It's you know, we're
Yeah.
kind of in this together, and you know, we want to build this, and we want to dig as deep as we can to expose all of this.
Yeah.
I think once it's all exposed, I'll be able to sleep a little bit better at night. But until then, you guys do your homework. Look this stuff up.
Yeah.
You will be appalled at how much information there is out there, how ugly it gets. What we see on the news is, you know, the nice, sweet, fluffy bunny stuff.
Yeah,
They're not going to expose this stuff. They're not going to dig too deep. You know, they don't have time in a 30-minute newscast to expose any of this, to really get involved and get deep in this. But we got all the time in the world, so that's what we're going to do.
Well, I guess that's about it. You know, we'll sign off for the night, but we'll be back, and we still got some real exciting stuff that, you know, I think has been lost for a long time, and may warrant a different type of show or something.
Right, we
But,
may branch off and do something.
We're gonna
in addition.
start something in addition to this tomorrow night that I hope you like, and definitely check out.
Check it out, guys. Stick with us. It's going to get good.
Yes, it will. So as always, thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
You know, we hope you had a good time, and got some useful information, and have a great night.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.